Yes, guys, welcome to another episode on DFJ Hoops. I'm your host, Andre. And if you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and also don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Let's get right into it. So, we're going to have a lot of fun with this one. And my question today is Joel Embiid the best player in the NBA? So usually everybody has their own criteria as to how they rank players. And sometimes when you look at the criteria of others, there seems to be some level of inconsistencies. You see guys being biased, being partial about their favorite players or who plays on their team. And in my opinion, I don't think that if you're making rankings like that, you should be partial. You should be inconsistent. I think that your logic has to be consistent throughout your list. Now, me personally, I rank players based off of availability, production, and impact. Now, availability is pretty much self-explanatory. I mean, how many games are you able to play? Now, you can factor in durability because if you're not durable, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to play a lot of games for your team. And then I factor in production. Now, in order for me to consider you the best player in the game, I think that you have to be producing at a very, very high level for your team. And your production has to have some level of impact to winning. Just because you put up numbers doesn't mean that I'm going to put you as the best player in the game. And that's why in 2020, I didn't have Bradley Beal as the best player in the NBA because he did average 30 points for his team for the Washington Wizards, but the Washington Wizards still missed the playoffs, and because of that reason, I didn't even have him in my top five because his production was not conducive or his production was not impacting winning. So based off my criteria, based off my logic, when I did my rankings, the best player in the game was this dude right here, Joel Embiid. Now, Joel Embiid is the best player on the 76ers, and in my opinion, I think he's the best player in the NBA today. Now, people go with Nikola Jokic because he had a dominant playoff run last year. I mean, he did something that nobody has ever done in the NBA. And I keep saying this. He led the entire playoffs in total points, total rebounds, and total assists. Now, people tell me that LeBron did it. LeBron never did it. LeBron led his team in those stats, but Nikola Jokic, as a center, led the entire playoffs in points, total rebounds, and total assists. So people look at that and they factor in him winning the championship and him, winning finals MVP with that dominant run, and they put him as the best player, which I can appreciate. But I mean, it's a new season, and games are being played. Um, yeah, games are being played, and players are performing. And based off that, I have to make another rankings, and based on my rankings, I think Joel Embiid is the best player in the game. Now, if you have Jokic as the best player in the game, that's fine. But me personally, I have Embiid as the best player because of these reasons. So number one, his availability. Now, the 76ers have played 39 total games so far this year, and Embiid has played in 29 of them. Now, that's 75% of the games, of the available games that he's been able to play, which is fine in my opinion because even the NBA requires you to play at least 79% of the games to be considered for accolades like scoring titles, MVPs, defensive player of the years, first team All NBA, and all defensive teams. So Embiid is at 75%. The Sixers have 40 plus games left to go in this season. So who knows? He could play in all 40 of them, all 40 plus of them, barring any injuries. Now, if he's not hurt, I don't see why he doesn't play in them. But he's playing 75% of the game so far, which is a good enough measure for me. Now, number two, his production. Joel Embiid is really producing at a very, very, very high level for the 76ers this season. Now, in my opinion, I think he's averaging or having a better season this year than he did last year, which was his MVP season. Now, am I saying that because of that he should win the MVP? I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that he's producing at a very, very high level for the Sixers. And if you look at his numbers right now, he's giving you 35 points per game, giving you 11.6 rebounds. If you round that up, that's 12 rebounds, and he's giving you 6 assists. Now, that's the most assists he ever averaged in his career. So he's producing at a very, very high level, and he's ridiculously efficient too. He's I think he's shooting. When I look at his percentages right here, he's shooting 53% from the field, 37% from three, and he's shooting 89% from the free throw line. Yo, this is a center shooting 89% from the free throw line. I've never seen that happen in the NBA. A center shoot 89% from the free throw line. That's insane. So he's producing for his team, and he currently has the 76ers as the third seed in the Eastern Conference. The 76ers have won 26 games and lost 13. So he's producing at a very, very high level for the Sixers. Now, when it comes to his impact, now this is where the separator is for me in terms of him and Jokic. Now, I think me personally, I think Embiid is the most impactful player in the NBA today. And if you watch the 76ers play without Joel, the 76ers are basically a lottery team without him out there because if you watch him, I mean, if you watch the Sixers without him, you can tell, you can point out the deficiencies that the 76ers have. And with Embiid on the court, he covers a lot of things for the Sixers. Now, he has a huge responsibility on the offensive side of the ball. That's why he's averaging 35. And on defense, he has a huge responsibility on that end of the floor. And that's another reason why I'm not putting Jokic over Embiid because I can appreciate Jokic being a very, very great offensive player, but on defense, he doesn't really impact his team on the defensive side of the ball than he does on the offensive side of the ball. But with Joel, he impacts his team on offense and defense. And I can say Embiid is one of the huge reasons why the 76ers are top 10 in defensive rating. And he's one of the biggest reasons why the 76ers are top 10 in offensive rating as well. Now, the Sixers have a better offense with Embiid on the court than they do without him on the court. I mean, off the court. And then on defense, too, the 76ers have a better defensive rating with Embiid on the court than they do with him off the court. Now, the 76ers also have a losing record without Joel Embiid. I think they've only won 3 games, and he's missed 10 of them. So the 76ers are 3-7 in games that Embiid didn't play. And some of those games were just terrible to watch. If the 76ers don't have Embiid, the 76ers are pretty much a lottery team. Now, with the Denver Nuggets, if you take Jokic off that team and replace him with, just a regular center, in my opinion, they at least make the play-in tournament. They'll definitely be in the play-in tournament. But with the 76ers, you take Embiid off that team and you put in a regular center. This team is a lottery team. And to put the cherry on top, last year, Jokic fans and Jokic stands were using player efficiency rating to be the deciding factor, to be the separator to put Jokic over Embiid. So this year, I'm using that same logic and I'm putting Embiid over Jokic because Embiid has the highest player efficiency rating in the game. So these are my reasons why I think Embiid is the best player in the game. And whatever you guys think, you guys can leave your thoughts right down there in the comment section. Do you think Embiid is the best player in the game? Do you think Jokic is the best player in the game? Or if not these two, who do you think is the best player in the game? Whatever you guys think, you can leave your thoughts right down below. And I'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.